Sometimes life tries to steal your peace and dim your light, but John 10:10 promises life to the fullest. I'm your host, Stacey, asking humble heroes the 10:10 questions for one purpose: life to the fullest. Welcome to 10:10 Living. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 with Gabby Sanchez, my husband and guest for our final episode featuring him. Today's episode is the 4th episode is 10 Pillars of 10:10 Living. It's going to focus on health, adventure, faith and spirituality, fun, laughter, emotional and mental well-being, gratitude, peace, joy, and last but not least, love. So for those of you just tuning in, I always recommend that you go back to the first episode with this guest so that you understand a little more of why 10:10 Living and what it's about, but I will give you a short reminder, especially for why 10 pillars of 10:10 Living. So we are asking humble heroes, that's what I call my guest, in life, the same questions in 4 different episodes for one goal: learning what they're doing and have done to live their fullest life from their perspective. Life isn't just one pillar to get us to live life to the fullest. It's full of many aspects, and it's a constant ebb and flow. It's a constant check-in on how they're going. And so I'm going to ask Gabby one question on each of those topics in this episode. So there really is a method to my madness. I developed these questions after working with my clients in the health and fitness industry for 25 years and realizing that certain areas can be going great, while other areas, if they're neglected, even a little bit sometimes, it can completely throw us off track. So it's not about getting them perfect. It's about remembering to feed all the areas consistently. And that way, hopefully we can have a full tank and give from a full tank. So listeners, it's interactive. It's meant to be so that you can take these away and ask yourself these questions as well. Remember to take what you like, leave the rest. Without further ado, Gabby, welcome back. And are you ready for question number 1?
I am ready. Thank you for the invite. It's been a great experience with you. So good memory.
So much.
And this is going to be part of my journal. It's awesome. I would not probably have done it, but for this experience. So thank you for being an inspiration to me and to this exercise. It's awesome. Try it at home. Really take the time to answer those questions, record them on an audio or something, write them down. It's awesome.
Thank you for saying that. Okay, question number 1 is regarding health. I would like to know, what qualities does the healthiest person you've ever met possess?
Yeah, 3 of them, I think. The first one is consistency. When I think of consistency, and again, I'm learning it, I'm sharing it with your audience because I'm learning those. I'm not a master at them. But consistency is so important to then feel the same way. If you're going to consistently adopt bad habits, you're going to consistently feel bad. If you consistently adopt good habits, then you'll feel great. I think of consistency in your routine during the day, what you do, and sticking to that. You are expecting what the next thing will be in your day, so you know exactly. It just goes better. Your day goes better with consistency. When you eat, what you choose to eat, learning a lot about it too. And life has shown me in different ways that I need to change some eating habits that I adopted at some point. And the way I eat has to be consistent. I've learned that from you. Bedtime, I knew, but I didn't really know. In fact, one of the ways I learned is when I married you and we started sharing a bedroom, then lights go off and it has to be at a certain time, because if not, then the next day we'll be paying a hefty price for that. And at the same time, I was trying to figure out my own sleep. I was diagnosed with severe sleep apnea, and it was horrible. I was traveling all over the world, sometimes 16-hour difference on time zones. I would work the day there if I was in Asia or in Europe, wherever I was. then I would finish my day locally and start my day in the US, meaning I would have to call in for calls or join in calls, and I would end up sleeping, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours a day. It catches up. So health is not going to forgive anyone, meaning if you don't watch your sleep, what you eat, you're not consistent with those things and your routine, then you're going to pay a hefty price for it.
And you feel much better now that you have
I feel great.
Checked in with consistency?
Yep, consistency is great. The second one that I think about is self-knowledge. Self-awareness is how much do you know yourself, so that when things are off, you know how to correct them. I'm learning a lot about it too. I kind of stumbled into life and just assumed that it was age-related, or that it was just what everyone else does or has experienced. And self-knowledge is so important, and using that to your benefit, and how your body reacts to certain things is important. And the last one is determination. Is sometimes discipline is hard, but if you decide that you're going to do it, you have to do it. And sometimes you have to sacrifice. Instead of choosing the, greasy, yummy food, then you have to choose something different, because it's different for everyone. But some things are, for me, pastries is my weakest link. And I have to be smarter about that and choose those once in a while instead of every time. So,
love those. Okay, question number 2 is regarding adventure. What is the most recent thing you did that made your heart race that you can share?
Adventure, I connect that with travel. To me, travel, adventure is a synonym. We've done enough of awesome travel time, you and I. St. Thomas comes to mind. It was just incredible. Everything was so awesome about St. Thomas. We went there for our first anniversary, wedding anniversary, that is. And it was just awesome. And we did a lot of fun things and drove up the hill to go to a souvenir store and did it it's just fun. So that got my heart racing of joy and happiness.
Snorkeling, right?
Snorkeling, yep. Snorkeling is one of them. And again, snorkeling for most people is relaxing and beautiful. For me, because of my sleep apnea and the mask, it created a phobia almost to having something on my face. So I had the opportunity and I could not get past that opportunity. And I was like, I'm going to focus and just on the nice and fun. And I went snorkeling and it was a positive experience. It was fun.
We found the most amazing, gigantic starfish. It was the best.
Yeah. Sea
turtles everywhere.
And it was fun. But then also rides. Amusement parks are not my thing, but I've done it because of the people, right? Because of the people that I am with, like you and the kids.
Yes.
And I go for it. And when we go to this amusement park by the house, then I go for it. Lagoon, yeah. And I go for it. There's this ride called Cannibal, and it's for most people very intense, and it is for me too.
It is a great roller
And
coaster.
I got my heart going for sure. So those things come to my mind.
See, I love that. And getting out there doing something that you normally wouldn't do.
Out of my comfort zone, yeah.
Yeah. Would you say it made your life fuller?
Fuller, richer, yeah, for sure.
I'm happy to hear that because he lives with a big kid.
Yeah, I do.
Question number 3. This is regarding faith or spirituality. What are your 10-10 living spiritual secret weapons?
Spirituality is a lot of reflection, a lot of pondering for me. I grew up in a very religious home. Prayer was always around or part of our day, several times a day. Mm-hmm. Now as an adult, I think I've continued to do that in a different way, with a different heart also. Mm-hmm. So prayer, my personal prayer is important. And I am very, very connected to it in a different way now. Then praying together, you and I, at night is one of the best parts of my day. I really enjoy that. Scriptures, I take some time to read them differently again. I don't know if I probably mentioned this to you before, Stacey. I was in a boarding school when I was in high school, and it was a religious boarding school. So we had to get up at 5:30 in the morning. And this is teenagers, people. You don't get up at 5:30 in the morning unless somebody wakes you up, which was the case here. And then the first thing we did was wake up, throw something on to go to the living room and open our scriptures and read them. And I hated that with all of my heart. Because not because of the scriptures, it was because of how early it was.
Being forced.
And being forced and all that. Now I do it, by choice. And
because it fills your cup.
Because it fills my cup. I have an audio app that does it for me, and I listen to it. And then I have another one that explains most of what was right that day. And I like that. It's different. It's with more of a desire, a different heart. And that makes a whole, that makes a difference.
And we have a whole list, This is different, me getting to interview my spouse because I know all the ins and outs. And so we have a whole list that we keep of the answered prayers, the miracles that happen. And so we see this as it isn't just it's not really a secret, but it is a weapon that definitely makes our lives fuller because we have all this proof that it's filling our lives. And so we don't go forward without it because it's impacted us so greatly to have God in our lives. So,
and the last one that I have here on weapons is service. This goes back to something I mentioned in one of the episodes earlier is we have a foundation called Hands for Hope. So we're super excited about what's to come, but service is an opportunity for me to grow spiritually. And we are doing that through the foundation and through everyday life, of course, but foundation is more intentional and more structured. And we're having our first fundraising event coming up this Friday, and we're really excited about it. A lot of time put into it, a lot of love put into it, a lot of thought put into it. But in the end, it's because we think of the people that are going to be benefited by it. So service fills my heart.
Yeah. Just as a reminder, I didn't say this at the beginning of this episode, but you can find Gabby at Hands for Hope Foundation on Instagram and also our website, handsforhopefoundation.com. So the fourth pillar is fun. So I would love to know. I asked this question because it's simply that. It's fun to know what is your spirit animal, favorite word, and favorite song.
Yeah. So my animal.
I didn't know this, by the way.
You didn't know this, huh?
Like,
my spirit animal is from very little when I connected that, and I learned sometime during elementary school, perhaps, that because of the year I was born, 1974, in the Chinese calendar, that is tiger. And then I looked it up and what tiger meant back then and realized that there was a lot of connection with it. And tigers work in groups, so collaboration, leadership is important, and tolerance is part of what a tiger is defined as, and generosity. So I like that concept of tiger. That may be a future tattoo. Who knows? But yeah, tiger. And then my favorite word is love. I think of love and I think of perfect love. And that comes all the way from, the belief that we have, you and I, that is the perfect love, is the kind of love that Christ taught when he was here. And that's what makes us better and grow in a spiritual sense. I think of love as unconditional, forgiving, again, tolerant, and compassionate. So love is all those things. And then we do have, because we love that.
Don't know if you can see it, but we did it. Not. We got a little
like that.
LOVE. I have LO, he has VE. And so when we put our hands together, it's
so
cute.
When I thought of an experience you and I could have again, one of those trips that we took, we got a tattoo done away outside the U.S. And be careful where you go, because if you don't know where to go, then you may get regrets on getting that. But anyway, this turned out to be a good experience. Love is a good word for me. And then songs, I like 80s, songs from the 80s. I'm an 80s type of kind of guy, and I love all 80s music in particular.
But the favorite song.
But my favorite song, that's the music I love, but the favorite song is the song that I listened to for the first time and really struck me as the song that connects our story of when I met you, what my life was, what was like, and what my life is like today. So it's a salsa song. It's
We
called
were
Cosas
jamming.
Bonitas.
Cosas Bonitas. We were jamming on the way over.
Anyway, but that's my favorite song.
Okay. The fifth pillar is laughter. What made you laugh today?
What made me laugh today? Again, you're going to laugh about this, but it was early in the morning. I was half awake, half asleep, came down to say hi to you. And then I got up, and those bodily functions are always traitors. But I ripped one again, and
this
then you laughed.
never happened. And
Anyway.
okay. Yeah. That happened.
That
made me
this
laugh.
morning. Again,
I wasn't going to tell him.
whoever was listening to the prior episode is going to be like, he's got a problem.
No,
I guess
never
it was
happens.
Just
Just hilarious. I guess it was meant to be on the day that we recorded about laughter. Well, that was an easy one. Okay, the sixth pillar is emotional and mental well-being. So I'd love to know, what are your daily non-negotiable habits for your mindset and daily focus? What do you do?
I once read a book.
Help us out.
Yeah, I once read a book that really struck me as something I wanted to adopt into my life, and talks about your morning routine, and how important it is to have a really good set morning routine, which will define the kind of day you will have, or at least prep you for it. And in that book, it says that the first 60 minutes of every day are yours to have. Mm-hmm. No negotiable. You're not going to share that with anyone. Those are 60 minutes for you. It's an hour, and do what you need to do to get ready and, set up your day. And for me is waking up, and then I pray. After that, I, in a different activity, think of 3 things I'm grateful for that day. Mm-hmm. They change every day based on what's ahead. So I like that. And then I go down to the kitchen, make myself something to drink. It used to be coffee. I'm not dealing with coffee very well nowadays, but something to drink. And then I listen to scriptures, as I mentioned in one of the prayer answers. And then after that, I read a book, or read 10, 15 minutes of a book, whatever. I'm reading 2 or 3 right now. Mm-hmm. But one of them is the one that if I don't feel like I want to read one of the books I'm reading, and then I pick up one that I love. It's by Mark Nepo, called The Book of Awakening. And mm-hmm. It's cool because it has a thought for every day of the mm-hmm. year. Mm-hmm. So you just look for the date, whatever date is today, you go to that, and then you read it. And it's always inspirational, always mm-hmm. thoughtful, always there's reflection. And it gives you a task of what you need to do that day to apply that principle, whatever that is. So mm-hmm. The Book of Awakening, Mark Nepo.
I love that, because you talked earlier about consistency being one of the habits of a healthy person. And we've been together 4 years, and I've seen from day one to now all these habits that you have. You had some before, but you've added to them, and I've been able to have the privilege to watch and see, because you mentioned sleep getting so much better, and we used to be on opposite schedules, kind of. He stayed up really late. He didn't really have a cutoff for work, and then would get up and oftentimes still get up at a reasonable time. But I was already, for years and years and years, I make sure that I get enough sleep. So in order to get up at 5, I got to go to bed and make myself do that so it's healthy. But I've seen you do those principles very, very well, and I've seen your health improve in every area. So it's really fun to get to watch as your spouse.
And I was going to say, at the end of that hour, after I read the book, whatever that is, then I listen to the news, which I have switched, because before I used to watch the news, mm-hmm. but there's a lot of noise around it. But I now just listen to it. I found this awesome people. If you're looking for a 15-minute commitment to stay up on your, world news, is NPR. They have a 15-minute podcast every morning, and you listen to it for 15 minutes, and you're caught up on everything, and everything else is probably not as important anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good, and that's probably good for me, because I should pay attention a little more. But that way you get the nuggets you need. You don't have to be overwhelmed by it, and know what's going on, but not be overwhelmed. So, little fun nugget for you. Yeah. Okay. Question 7 is regarding the pillar of gratitude. You mentioned it in the last pillar, but how does gratitude honestly change your attitude for a fuller life?
Wow. Being grateful is everything. This whole entire 4-episode experience for me has been that is, again, pausing. And I'm being repetitive, but I feel like I need to. Pausing my busy life, quote unquote, and taking time to reflect and ponder upon my life and looking backwards has been amazing. I've been able to remind myself of many miracles that I've received, continue to receive, but I have received in the past. Mentors, people that are angels in my life who came and did what they had to do in my life and left a big fingerprint in my life. And I was grateful to remember those experiences. I've been able to think of all the beautiful opportunities that I've been given in this life. Go to school, get educated. Education is what changed me. And now we're doing that through the foundation again. But it's all those second chances, all those one-time shots that have been part of my life. And I'm just so grateful for that. So this whole experience has been about gratitude.
I can see that too. He's always noticing every little thing. And I love that about you.
Thank you.
So pillars 8 and 9 are peace and joy. So the question is, how do you practice and prioritize peace daily, and how do you protect your joy? So those are 8 and 9. You can answer those separately or together.
Yeah, I'll do it both or at the same time together. I feel like that is the everyday fight. Every day we open our eyes. We just need to know that because of the way life is, something is going to attempt, and that's the key, right? Is going to attempt or try to distract us from joy and peace. That is a given. I think that if we wake up knowing that what is it today that I'm going to do or engage in that may attempt to distract me from joy and peace, that's the right attitude to start your day. And then the word that we need to remember to protect it is anticipation. If you think through it in your mind, if you play it out based on your day, those are, again, the 60 minutes of your morning. You look at your schedule and then you say, what are those potential activities that may distract my peace and joy or interrupt or disrupt my peace and joy? And what am I going to do when that happens? Not even if, but when that happens. And for me, consistently, again, going back to the driving, I have now made an effort, and this is recent, everyone. It's not that I've done it for years. Stacey has done it for years. But I started getting in the car. I'm going to drive today. Most of us drive every day. And when I get in the car, I'm like, okay, somebody's going to flip me off. Somebody's going to cut me off. Somebody's going to do something. How am I going to react? And then I set myself and program myself to have a positive, kind response no matter what. Anticipation helps. So you plan it and then you focus on, sticking to your script.
You're really setting the tone of your day. All these questions are meant to make you think and really see how the prep and the planning has a purpose. It's not just for kicks. It's not just to hear you talk about these things. It's apply it to your real life. Have real results. Because you realize if you get angry at someone in the car, now your blood pressure just went up, you just got stressed, you just added bad stuff to your day when you could anticipate and prepare. That's just an example. But when you're setting the tone of your day at the beginning, those are things that each person, I hope, takes away to say, what do I want to do? What do I want the tone of my day to be, that no matter what comes, I'm going to protect my peace and joy.
Yeah. And a lot of it is not just, I give driving as an example, but I think of people. Who am I going to interact with today? Even via text or phone call or in person.
Yeah.
So again, here's a big statement for me that if you need it, take it. You choose who you're going to interact with. Your close circle. Who is your close circle? Who are those people that you see often in a week, in a month, in a year? And if those are the ones who are bringing that disruption of joy and peace, you have to do something about it to protect yourself.
And the vice versa too. Keep the ones that fill your
and
your
then the
joy
other
and
side,
peace.
right? Yeah. It's like I want people in my life that bring light, that bring lightness, that bring fun, that bring kindness, joy, peace, of course.
Well,
So
and this is
again,
why we practice anything. Most of the time, bad things happen when people get caught off guard. They were surprised, and then the wrong words come out, the wrong behavior, the wrong thoughts, the wrong actions, maybe. But when you have practiced these things, you start to put them to use in your real life instead of getting. You might get caught off guard still, but you've practiced so much of how you're going to think and what you say over yourself and over other people and how you behave and what you choose to use your words. Even if what you wanted to say, you start practicing, nope,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that.
The
I'm actually
reaction,
going to change that. Yeah. And then you start seeing it trickle over because then I love this. Those who refresh others are themselves refreshed. It's actually a Bible verse. Take that one with you, folks. Okay, last but not least, I love love on purpose because it's my favorite. Who loved you when you least expected it, and how did it change your view of your full life?
I kind of rephrased a little bit that question for me.
Okay.
And it was
Perfect.
not unexpectedly, but the right people at the right time, and how that had a great impact.
Yeah.
My parents, of course, they are a consistent one that they have loved me through a lot of things, highs and lows, and they've always been there in their own way of expressing love. Something I've learned to take the love they have for me and receive it as it was meant to be given, even though probably it wasn't what I needed, but it's that, my parents. But I think of being 15 years old, going back in time, and people who listened to the first episode learned that I left home from a very small town on a border town in southern Mexico, and left and came here to the U.S. to learn English. And there's this family, the Andersons, who didn't know me, didn't know who I was, didn't know anything about me. What if I had been a crazy dude? They opened their home. And I'm thinking about my 15-year-olds. I'm thinking about now that I'm an adult, I'm thinking about my own children. Would I let a 15-year-old who I've never spoken to, who I don't know anything about, from a different country, live with us? Maybe the answer is no, and maybe I need to rethink and repent. But the reaction is no.
Yeah, the difference that the
But
love could
this family
make.
opened their home, allowed me in, fed me, gave me a bedroom, a bathroom, drove me to school every day. We didn't take the bus, by the way. And then I think of Mindy, their daughter. They had an 18-year-old daughter, and here's a 15-year-old kid from Mexico coming to live in the same home. And they all loved me as a member of the family. And it was what I needed. It was a hard time in my life, one of the hardest things I've done. But I had the right people at the right time loving me. And I'll never forget that. And that, again, triggers the thought of what am I doing to give back? And that's, again, the foundation that I feel like is going to do that, help kids who need it. And education was the reason why I came here to learn. So full circle. But I think of that. I think of we have 5 children and they're all different. And one of them in particular is one that he has that ability to know when I need something emotionally. And he's there. He's been there since he was a little kid, to hold my hand, to give me a kiss, to say something that was really important to me because I needed to hear it. And he did it. And he continues to do it. So I think of him. All of them are special to me. He is one that has that ability, that gift. And of course, you've changed my life. And you've done it in so many different ways that have changed me. And it's been an incredible journey to be with you at this point because it's the right people at the right time. And sometimes I wish I had met you before. But when I proposed to you, I said, I've been preparing all of my life for this time. So, yeah, there you go.
I love you. I'm going to take a second and just add on to that, back to you. I want to take a moment and tell every guest I ever have on here why you are a hero to me. It's not just catchy words where I say humble heroes, and you got me on that one. I said, my Gabby, I want them to read it straight from my note. Okay. My Gabby, I have loved learning even more about you and hearing your answers. I admire and respect you. You are a hero to me because you have graciously done things in your life that are so difficult with courage and diligence. You have overcome all odds against you over and over, and I'm watching you transform daily because you are always open to learning and growing. You are one of the smartest and kindest people that I know, and that is a hard combination to find. Most of all, you make me feel so loved. I get to be loved by you, and I get to love you back. It's a privilege. You make my life full, and you are the answer to so many of my prayers. You help me to trust again. You help me believe in things we want for our family now and future. And now you have joined me to design a life to live to the fullest together. You are one of my heroes, my love. And I thank you for being here for these 4 episodes with me. So with that, last and not least, we have the 10-10 takeoff. I say a word, you spontaneously answer. It's the 10 things we just said, but now anything goes. So I say that each word of the 10 pillars, whatever comes to your mind, one word. Healthy.
Every day.
Adventurous.
Life.
Spiritual.
God.
Fun.
Us.
Laughter.
That jokes.
Mindset.
Most important.
Gratitude.
Must have.
Peace.
Love it.
Joy.
Love it more.
Love.
God.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you for participating on that fun little end. And also, listeners, thank you for tuning in for featuring my amazing husband, Gabby Sanchez. Please follow us. You can find Gabby at Hands for Hope Foundation on Instagram, and that's also our website, handsforhopefoundation.com. You can find the 1010 Living Podcast on Instagram as well, and tune in for our next guest as we start back over from the top. This is the 1010 Living Podcast, and remember, life keeps twisting, but we keep living. Go out and live life to the fullest.